Route reading can make or break your climb. So here are some top tips for route reading. And stick around because at the end I'll share my secret to remembering long sequences of moves like a pro. When route reading, the first thing I look at is hand sequence. Look at the holds. Is it a left hand, a right hand, or a match? Chalk marks are your best friend here. They show exactly how people are grabbing the hold. I will move my hands as I read a sequence, visualizing myself climbing, and this act helps connect body and mind and make it easier for me to remember. Next up, footholds. At first, it's enough just to make a mental note where they are rather than worrying about a set sequence. But as you improve, you'll start to see patterns of how footholds can help unlock hand sequences. And later on, you'll be able to even get an idea of foot sequence before you even got on the wall. Similarly to moving my hands, I'll often move my legs as I read a sequence to help imprint the foot sequence into my memory. And don't forget clipping. During your route read, it's a good idea to plan each clip before you start climbing. And having at least an idea of clipping positions will make you a lot more deliberate with each clip and therefore a lot more efficient. Now, rests. They're not just for recovery, these are mental checkpoints. If you have nothing to aim for up there, a climb can feel unrelenting. But with rests planned as checkpoints, now you have a goal, something to fight for. Some of my best performances have been desperately snatching between rest points and somehow scraping my way to the top. And lastly, here's my top tip on how to remember long sequences. It's called chunking. You break the climb into sections, maybe 5 to 50 moves each. I usually have each section ending on a planned rest, a checkpoint as I've said already. For each section, choose a big feature or an interesting hold as a marker, something visual that makes the section of the climb easier to remember. I'll then run through the sequence of each section separately, identifying interesting aspects of each sequence that make them memorable. For example, right hand pocket blob into left hand crimp rail, match, right hand dead point to Saturn jug. Once you've done this 2 to 3 times for each section, try and visualize the sequence from start to finish. It should get easier with time to remember huge sequences. Route reading is a climbing superpower that when used effectively can lead to climbing much harder grades. Practice it every time you climb and you'll get better, move faster and climb with more confidence than ever before. Now the last 2 episodes are on my special subject, techniques to getting less pumped. So if you don't want to miss that, give me and Epic TV a wee follow, and if you have any of your own route reading tips, tell me in the comments below.